Broadcasts of the City of Neenah Common Council meetings are produced by University Studios of the University of Wisconsin-Fox Valley. Neenah residents can get information about City Council meetings, City Committee meetings, meeting agendas, and other documents via the City website, www.neenahgov.org. Neenah residents can express their opinions about city issues or about these broadcasts by contacting the mayor's office, contacting their city alderman, or by completing the electronic feedback form on the city website, www.neenahgov.org. All public portions of the meetings are recorded in entirety and are not edited for playback.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'd like to call to order the City of Neenah Common Council meeting for Wednesday, January 4th, 2023. Please register your attendance on your device, and the clerk will call the roll.
Alderperson Boyette. Here. Borchard.
Here.
Hillstrom.
Here.
Lendrum.
Here.
Erickson. Here. Weber.
Here.
Skirms.
Here.
Steiner.
Here.
Stevenson.
Here.
Thank you. Alderman Steiner will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The first item on the agenda is the introduction and confirmation of mayor's appointments. We have one this evening that is to appoint Eric Maggio to the Parks and Recreation Commission for a 3-year term ending in December of 2025. Is there any objection to unanimous consent of that appointment? Seeing none, that is so ordered. Mr. Maggio is here, and he will be sworn in at this time.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me, please. I, Eric Maggio,
I, Eric Maggio,
having been appointed
a member of
the Parks and Recs Commission
the Park and Recs Commission
of the City of Neenah,
of the City of Neenah,
Winnebago County,
Winnebago County,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Wisconsin,
of the State of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully discharge
and will faithfully discharge
the duties of
the duties of
a member of
a member of
the Park and Rec Commissioner
Park and Rec Commissioner
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your willingness to serve on the commission. Would you like to say anything?
Thank you all.
In the microphone.
Thank you all for allowing me to serve the City of Neenah. My family, have all been born here, and we love this community. We utilize the Parks and Rec services for all of us in our family, and we love it. And the interview was such a fun process, and it's just it's going to be a great 3 years. So thank you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your service.
Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is the approval of the council proceedings from December 21st, 2022 regular session. Is there any objection to unanimous consent of approval of those minutes? Seeing none, those minutes are approved. The next item on the agenda is the public forum. This is the opportunity for individuals to speak on any topic that they would so desire. For 5 minutes maximum. If you would like to speak during the public forum, please come forward and state your name and address.
Hello, I'm Alexander Collins, and at 331 East Wisconsin Avenue. No long speeches tonight, but I just wanted to say hello. I'm running for District 1 Alderman, and I look forward to seeing you people in the future, whether back in the seats or otherwise. Thank you.
Thank you.
Donald Bickham, 113 North John Street, and I'm here asking about if the city has decided whether or not they're going to move the bus shelter from the old location on Church Street where it was heated to here. And I understand that there is some question, you know, who owns it. But in the wintertime, especially around here, having a heated shelter is much more desirable than an aluminum bench, which tends to take the heat out of your body in a big hurry. Thank you.
Thank you.
On this bomb, 665 Dartmouth Drive. I'm county supervisor for District 9, and it's time for the Winnebago County Board Scholarship Program. And I just want to make the city aware of this, and maybe they can promote it a little bit. There's 9 $1,000 scholarships, and the deadline is March 31st. So who do I give this to?
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to speak in the public forum? Seeing no one, I will close the public forum and we'll move on to Mayor Council consideration of public forum issues. Is there anyone who would like to make a comment on the status of the bus shelter and bus route? Barry?
Yeah, the shelter, as you noted, is located on Doty Avenue right near City Hall. We have been working with East Central Regional Planning and Valley Transit. They have, they're in the process of hiring a consultant to do some broader work for Valley Transit, but part of their scope is to look at the best location for the conjunction of the routes in downtown Neenah. And so we're looking for that study to get done, and then we'll be able to present to council with those results and what they tell us as far as the best location for a shelter.
Does anyone else have any comments? Seeing none, we will move on in the agenda. No consent agenda. Reports of regular standing committees. There was no Public Services and Safety Committee meeting December 27th. There was no Finance and Personnel Committee meeting on December 26th. So the next item is Neenah Menasha Fire Rescue Joint Finance and Personnel Committee meeting of December 19th. Alderman Borchert.
Thank you, Mayor. Neenah Menasha Fire Joint and Personnel Committee meeting of December 19th, 2022. The minutes can be found on the website. Committee recommends council approve the purchase of a UTV skid unit and trailer for the cost not to exceed $50,000, and I so move.
Second.
There's a motion by Alderman Borchert. Give us a minute for technical issue. There's a motion by Alderman Borchert, seconded by Alderman Boyette. Is there any discussion? Alderman Stevenson.
Yeah, thank you. I think it's important to recognize that the funding source for this is a grant, and I must have threw out my agenda. Chief, could you come forward and reference the grant so that we can appropriately reference it in the minutes?
Thank you, Alderman Stevenson. So it is a State of Wisconsin EMS Safety Grant Award, and it was, I think the total was around 120,000. And so there was a variety of things that we could use towards that. Of course, EMS was the big one, but we do use that over the past few years using our ATV that we currently have quite often with parades and the Fox Cities Marathon and the trails and things that we have here in the city, in both cities. So what helps is we had our current ATV, which is about 17 or 18 years old, in the CIP, ready to be replaced here in the next, I don't recall, it could be 2 years or so, but this should take care of that. This one's a little larger, plus it has the proper trailer for it. So, and then the other remaining, which we're still researching, will be for some kind of EMS gear, that updating some of our gear, of course, that does either come out of our CIP or one of our larger equipment replacement funds. So,
And just as a follow-up, this was projected in the 5-year plan, 2 years out, I believe?
correct. It's somewhere 2, maybe 3, but I'm thinking it's 2 years. Yeah.
This is saving city taxpayers borrowed money 2 years from now
Yep.
by utilizing the fund.
Yep. And then we can remove that in the next process. Thank you.
Alderman Lundrum.
Chief, I've got a quick question, sorry. I was trying to say it really fast so you wouldn't sit down. So the first one that you have, are you going to keep it, or are you?
We're going to trade that in so that we can,
Okay.
we upgraded what we have now. So the one we have is really small. It's basically for 2 people. This one is, you can fit 4. So there were a few times where we had to pull somebody off the ice in the wintertime. They were there wet. So this is enclosed. It's 4-door, so they're thinking they can at least prop them up in the back. It does, also the back has a place for a long board if we had to emergency-wise take somebody off. But if they're just went in the water, they're cold, we can put them in because it's heated.
I was hoping that maybe you could keep that first one just because of the marathon, being so distant from, if you're using it. I know that we've had medical calls on one end and then another one on the other end. Are you going to be getting a significant amount of money for the trade-in?
Yeah, it's like 6,000 or 7,000 for
okay.
the trade-in, and they're starting to have issues with, because it is 18 years old. And we've been fortunate with those, with having ours. Plus, I don't remember, one of the places in Oshkosh that sells them, we're always able to borrow one from them during that event. So we do have 2 on each side.
I do remember you being able to do that.
We did take that into consideration earlier, but with the trade-in, it was almost like, well, we should, with the repairs coming up, it's probably better to just trade it in.
Yeah, that's way more than I thought it would
Yeah.
be. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, please cast your vote on your voting device. That motion passes 9-0.
Item number 2, committee recommends council approve the carry forward of $9,547 from the Neenah Menasha Fire and Rescue 2022 All Other Equipment CIP budget. And I so move.
Second. There's a motion by Alderman Borchert, seconded by Alderman Boyette. Is there any discussion on this item? Seeing no discussion, please cast your vote on your voting device. That motion passes 9-0.
Item number 3, committee recommends council approve the carry forward request of $10,000 from the Neenah Menasha Fire Maintenance of Software budget. And I so move.
There's a motion by Alderman Borchert, seconded by Alderman Boyette. Is there any discussion on this item? Seeing none, please cast your vote on your voting device. That motion passes 9-0.
It's the end of my report.
Thank you for your report. The next item on the agenda is reports of special committees. The Plan Commission meeting of December 27th was canceled. Is there any report from the Community Development Authority?
Nothing to report this evening, Mayor.
Thank you. Is there any report from the Sustainable Neenah Committee, Alderman Borchert?
Nothing to report today.
Alderman Steiner, anything to report from the Bergstrom Mahler Museum?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Just a couple of quick items. The museum board met on December 28th. On Thursdays in January, there are guided meditations at 6 o'clock, just for anyone to be aware of that. So that's a nice opportunity if you want to try that out. It's actually an external professional meditator. I'm not sure of the exact title, but it's something I'm going to planning on checking out one of these Thursdays. And then on March 11th is the upcoming fundraiser at Night at the Museum. So something to take a look at if you're not doing anything on March 11th. And that concludes my report.
Thank you for your report. Parks and Rec Commission, Alderman Borchert, is there a report?
No report this time.
Thank you. Are there any petitions? No petitions. Are there any council directives? Is there any? Oh, Alderman Erickson.
Yes, I was wondering if we could add a follow-up on the council directive that we had to explore the opportunity for a convenience gas station on the island, to put a deadline for an update to that, as opposed to just letting that hang out there.
Do you want a deadline for it to appear on a committee's agenda, or?
I would like a report back from community service at a designated time on what they found out.
Okay, so do you want it to come through a committee or come directly back to council?
Come directly back through council.
Okay.
Could we designate a date, please?
Did you want to be suggesting a date, or did you want us to come up with a date?
Yeah, if you would like to designate a date, but I would like it to be sooner rather than later.
Okay.
The reason being, I was at the hospital before Christmas, and there is absolutely no way to get a cup of coffee, any type of food item at the hospital. The cafeteria closes early because they don't have staffing. So if you would go into the emergency room like at 6 o'clock, and the check-in process is very lengthy, probably 4 to 5 hours. If people come in from outside the area or they're unexpectedly, there is absolutely no way that they can get any type of food or any type of beverages. So I think we need to explore this with the number of employees that we have there and the upcoming emergency room update. I think it's a great thing that we need to look at what we can serve our visitors and residents on the island.
Okay, thank you for that. We will work to set a date and report back on that by the next council meeting.
Thank you.
Anything else under council directives? Is there any unfinished business?